Welcome to the world of Comic World.
In today's video, we will be looking at all the animated characters that appeared in the 1980s TV series He-Man. Prince Adam comes from the royal family of Eternia and is the son of the king and queen. He was already the strongest and smartest Eternian when he met Zoar. Zoar led him to the castle of Grayskull, where the sorceress turned him into the most powerful man in the universe. He-Man is, of course, the main character in the Masters of the Universe. He is the ultimate hero who comes to life when Prince Adam wields the power of his sword. He is the defender of Eternia and the castle of Grayskull. He-Man has superhuman powers, which he derives from the castle of Grayskull and the sorceress. When He-Man is in the form of Prince Adam, Battle Cat is Cringer, the royal pet. Both Cringer and Battle Cat are green with orange stripes, but Battle Cat is much larger and more muscular. In the original 1980s series, Cringer speaks and is afraid of just about everything, hence the name. Princess Adora is the twin sister of Prince Adam and the true identity of She-Ra. The twins were born during an ongoing invasion by the evil Horde. She-Ra is the principal figure of the Princess of Power brand, the heroine alter ego of Princess Adora, and the twin sister of He-Man, Prince Adam. She is the star of the animated series She-Ra, Princess of Power. Man-at-Arms is He-Man's closest ally. He could be described as the heroic master of weapons. He is Teela's adoptive father and is the inventor of most of the weaponry and vehicles used by the heroic warriors. The sorceress, real name Teela Na, is the mystic guardian of Castle Grayskull. She acts as a conduit to the surging energies that dwell within the walls of Castle Grayskull. Zor was the sorceress's falcon form, and the only way she was allowed to leave Castle Grayskull. As Zor, she could telepathically communicate with the few heroes that were aware of her dual identity. Teela is a very strong character. She is the captain of the royal guard at the Palace of Eternos, and thus responsible for training and protecting Prince Adam of Eternia. Orko is a magician from the parallel world of Trolla. Orko's magical abilities vary, depending on his location. On Eternia, Orko's magic doesn't work properly, and his spells frequently backfire with humorous results. While in contrast on his homeworld of Trolla, he is a master magician. Stratos is one of the heroic warriors. He has the power of flight and energy projection, and is the leader of a race of bird people who inhabit the airborne city of Avion, high in the Mystic Mountains. Delora is Stratos' sister and is one of the bird people in the 80s TV series. In other media, she is Stratos' wife. Ram-Nan is portrayed generally as a comical character, slow and dim-witted with an almost childlike mentality, but also strong-hearted and easily likable. He often appears alongside Stratos in early episodes. Lizard Man is a reptilian humanoid who aids in the defense of Eternia against evil. He only appeared in 3 episodes of the 80s series. He was shown to have the ability to jump great heights. Zodak is a cosmic enforcer. Much confusion has arisen over the character's true allegiance due to conflicting portrayals in different media. Man-E-Faces is a multi-faced heroic warrior with the ability to change his faces from a human face to a monster face to a robot face. His physical abilities mirror the face he wears. Fisto is an extra-strong warrior with a metal right hand. In the original series, he was the caretaker of a forest and was hesitant to join in the conflict against Skeletor. He was later appraised by both his fellow Eternians and an alien race as second in strength only to He-Man. Buzz-Off is a humanoid bee. He has a distrustful nature and tends to hold grudges, but his camaraderie with Stratos paved the way for peace between the peoples of Andrinos and Avion. Mekaneck is the heroic warrior with a telescoping mechanical neck that enables him to serve as a spy and do reconnaissance. Man-at-Arms is the one who gave him his extending prosthetic neck. Roboto was built by Man-at-Arms, who gives him a cybernetically enhanced heart, which enables him to feel human emotions and interact with his comrades as a human rather than as a machine. He was an exceptionally brave fighter. Moss Man, real name Krianot Nahorosh, is a plant-based hero and master of camouflage who can manipulate plant matter, causing flowers to grow but also causing tidal waves of moss and vegetation. Cyclone, real name Dash Shell, is a heroic warrior with the power of hyperspin. He can generate whirlwinds and fly by spinning his torso and arms. He was only shown twice in the 1980s series. Gwildor is a member of the Thenurians, a dwarf-like race of people. He is known throughout Eternia as a famous locksmith and inventor, and is notable mainly for his greatest creation, the Cosmic Key. Chef Alan is a friendly and good-natured man who serves as the royal chef of Eternos during King Randor's reign. He resides over the royal kitchen. Skeletor is the main antagonist of the Masters of the Universe franchise and is the most dangerous threat on Eternia. His only goal is power, and to that end, he will not rest until he possesses the secrets of Castle Grayskull. Panther was the loyal pet of Skeletor, frequently seated beside his throne, and was one of the few creatures to whom the Lord of Destruction showed any affection. Evil Lyn is an evil witch who aids Skeletor as his second-in-command with her powers of darkness. She is vastly more intelligent than Skeletor's other minions, and while she admits that she is not as powerful as Skeletor, she readily confesses that she hopes to seize her master's powers and rule over Eternia herself one day. Beastman was the henchman most often at Skeletor's side. He had the power to telepathically control most of the beasts and animals on Eternia. While he did possess a certain cunning, his talents were often unappreciated by Skeletor. Screech is Skeletor's large falcon who he uses to attack He-Man and his allies from above. In the cartoon series, he is a robotic falcon with a computer screen on his chest. Unlike Zoar, he does not have a human form. Faker was a magical being created by Skeletor to serve him as an evil version of He-Man. Faker was an exact physical replica of He-Man, with the only physical differences being his glowing eyes and hollow-sounding voice. Merman is a fish man who controls sea life, often depicted as the ruler of Eternia's undersea kingdom. Triclops is an interdimensional bounty hunter and swordsman who can see in any direction. His eyes, which are on a rotating visor around his head, have different abilities in different versions. Trapjaw is a weapons expert and cyborg with a metal jaw, which can bite through anything. Strongarm is a cyborg with a metal face and a long metal right arm with strength that can rival He-Man's. He only appeared in She-Demon of Phantos, where his notable scene had him trapping He-Man in a photanium body trap. Fangman only made one appearance in Episode 8 of Masters of the Universe. He was a blue reptilian creature and controlled the Dragosaurs. It is believed he actually is an advanced form of Dragosaur. Jitsu appeared only once as a supporting character in the Dragon Invasion episode in 1983. The character's name in the script is Chopper, although he is not named on screen. His role in this episode is to accompany Skeletor in an invasion of Castle Grayskull. Clawful is a giant anthropomorphic crab with claws similar to a fiddler crab. Clawful was voiced by Lou Scheimer in the 1980s cartoon and Scott McNeil in the 2002 series. Webster was given a memorable introduction appearance as a cunning and stealthy thief who is able to sneak into the royal palace with ease, as well as providing deadpan humor with his amusing retorts to Skeletor's jibes. Icer is a very cool character, no pun intended. He has an Eskimo-like appearance and is completely made of ice. He has the ability to camouflage himself into the snow and ice, and obviously is vulnerable to heat. Unfortunately, he never got an action figure made after him. Whiplash is an alligator-like creature whose tough hide and strong tail whip attacks is a formidable weapon. He is one of Skeletor's evil warriors. Cobra Khan is a half-cobra, half-man breed. He has a great power in his ability to spray mist from his hood, which would knock opponents unconscious for a brief period. His action figure was just as cool as it could spray water out of its mouth. Spikor is a Skeletor henchman who is covered in large spikes on his chest and head. It is unclear what species he is, but talks in a very monotone robotic voice. Modulok could be described as an evil beast with 1,000 bodies. His action figure consists of multiple heads and legs, but in the cartoon series, he was simplified and appears in one form only. Too Bad is an evil warrior strategist with 2 heads that constantly argue among themselves. The UK comics name the 2 heads Blueface and Yellowband. Horde Prime was the ruler of the intergalactic evil Horde from its capital of Horde World. He also traveled the universe and oversaw Horde activity in his flagship, the Velvet Glove, said to be the most powerful ship in the universe. He appeared mainly in She-Ra. However, he did make an appearance in He-Man and She-Ra, a Christmas special. Goatman originally appeared in the 1985 Masters of the Universe story, Secret of the Dragon's Egg, written by Jack C. Harris, and illustrated by Luis Eduardo Barreto. Leech is a member of the Evil Horde. He is an amphibian-like creature, of a large and bulky build with green skin and suction pads on his hands, feet, and mouth. Hordak is the leader of the Evil Horde, an army of savage demonic warriors, most of whom wear a red bat symbol on their chests to convey their allegiance. He is the former mentor of Skeletor. Imp was a shape-shifting spy who was treated as a pet by Hordak. Imp, more often than not, managed to stay on the right side of Hordak to avoid incurring his wrath. He appeared mainly in She-Ra. However, he did make an appearance in He-Man and She-Ra, a Christmas special. Evil Seed gives the farmers seeds that eventually grew into vines and caused the Dam of the Ancients to break enough to flood the fertile plains. Stinkor is a villain from the Masters of the Universe franchise. Labeled the Evil Master of Odors, Stinkor is essentially a humanoid skunk whose superpower is the ability to release a toxic odor from his body that renders foes immobile. Kothos is an overweight, shiftless braggart of a wizard who travels around Eternia in a floating palace. When he tried to steal the waters of the Fountain of Life, King Shh is a character in the Masters of the Universe franchise. Though absent from the original cartoon series, Shh appeared in the 2002 relaunch of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Mantenna was a member of Force Captain Adora's, and later, Katra's, Force Squad. In his youth, he attended the Horde Academy on Horde World. Scorpia is a member of the Horde, who lives in the Crimson Waste. At Crimson Waste, she owns slaves, which suggests that she is a powerful figure on Etheria. When Adora was reunited with her twin brother, Adam, she left the Horde and was replaced by Katra as the Force Captain. Even though there are a few other female villains in the Horde, Katra does not get along well with any of them. The rather stern Hawk is an Avionian bird woman whose mind is blinded with greed when Skeletor promises her riches. She was voiced by Linda Gary. Shadow Weaver was a practicing apprentice sorceress, originally from the kingdom of Mysticor. Her real name was never revealed. Nepthu was a devoted servant to Count Marzo. Nepthu was devastated when his master was transformed into a powerless old man and vowed revenge. King Randor is the ruler of Eternia, son of King Miro, husband to Queen Marlena, and father of Prince Adam and Princess Adora. Miro ruled as the king of Eternia until he mysteriously disappeared, forcing Randor to take up the crown. Decades later, Miro was found and rescued, but he declined to resume his royal duties so he could learn about how the world had changed in his absence. The Queen of Eternia is married to King Randor and is Prince Adam's mother. It is believed that she is unaware of her son's dual identity, although she may suspect something. Her role in the series is rather limited, and she is often depicted just sitting on her throne. Queen Elmora was the beautiful ruler of Phantos. Like many characters in Masters of the Universe, she has magical powers. In her only appearance, Skeletor placed a spell on her, turning her into an older, uglier version of her present self. Queen Belina is the leader of the city of Targa. She is a villain royalty character in Masters of the Universe. She is a paranoid character who believes her land is filled with spies out to dethrone her. King Helios is the leader of the Fire People, who were some of the most creative characters in the franchise. He and his people are made up completely of flames that are almost see-through in appearance. Lady Edwina is King Randor's niece, and therefore a member of the royal Eternia family. She is much more egotistical than the other members of the royal family, and thinks the others are beneath her. Zagraz is a quirky character who debuted in the very first episode of Masters of the Universe. He is an expert in the celestial world and the keeper of comets. Zilora was the leader of the Snake Clan, which was a civilization in Eternia's past. The Snake Clan coexisted with the Ape Clan led by Alo. The Oracle of the Crystal Sea appears in orb form in one episode when Teela is in search of her real mother. The Oracle has the answers to the past and shows Teela visions of what happened in her early years, revealing her true parents. Elena is one of Teela's best friends. She is beautiful, but lacks the self-confidence and power of Teela. She has one of the most revealing outfits in the television show, but it was not the original plan of her design. She has long, flowing blonde hair and wears a winged headband. Dree-El is a female Trollan, the same species as Orko. She and Orko appear to have a romantic interest in each other throughout her appearances. Montork is a Trollan and is Orko's favorite uncle. Unlike Orko, his magic spells are much more powerful and reliable. He has a long white beard and yellow-tinted glasses. Yuckers is another Trollan character and is the younger brother of Dree-El, Orko's romantic interest. He is very annoying and always pulls pranks on people, much to his sister's dismay. Malik is a master wizard who lives on Stone Mountain. Malik and Teela grew up together in their teenage years. Malik had a crush on Tila, but she was never interested. He was so obsessed he made a deal with an evil demon to bring Tila to him. Garth is an insect person who is a half-man, half-butterfly. He aligned himself with He-Man because Skeletor was trying to drain a very sacred sea. Strider is a robot horse that was created by Man-at-Arms for He-Man. He has great strength and a computer system that can detect danger from far away. Squinch is a widget, which is a tiny species of humans, almost hobbit-like. He is friends with He-Man and his team, and appeared in multiple episodes. Jarvan is a maniacal sorcerer and one of the creepiest-looking characters to appear in the animated show. He has magical powers and preys on weak victims. The episode called The Quest for He-Man featured some really odd characters, and Plundor was one of them. He was the ruler of Trannis who tried to recruit He-Man to help him be the richest man in the universe. Mask is an impressive character introduced late in Season 1. He has an iron mask with horns and speaks with a deep, robotic voice. He is known as the evil servant of Shokoti. Azrog is an evil wizard from the region of Trolla. He was captured by Montork but escaped prison and caused havoc on Eternia in his episode debut. He has an amazing pet dragon named Karg. Shokoti was a wicked sorceress from the dark side of Eternia. She was imprisoned long ago within a pyramid to contain her evil, but her servant Mask succeeded in raising it from beneath the desert sands. Negator is an electric villain character. In fact, they call him the evil master of electronic power. He has the ability to portal himself and travels at great speeds and lengths. Count Marzo is a powerful sorcerer who has lived for thousands of years with no greater desire than to become king of Eternia. He concocts his evil schemes more subtly than most villains and often entices children into aiding his plots. Batros is an anthropomorphic bat who resides on the dark side of Eternia. He has helped Skeletor out, although he is generally an independent villain and will not officially ally himself with any evil team. General Tataran is a goblin species who leads his own army of goblin men. He is often aligned with Skeletor in hopes of conquering Eternia. Shadow beasts are monsters who have an ape-like resemblance. They live in the dark hemisphere and only come out in the darkness. Fishmen are Merman's subjects who work for him and perform the tasks given to them. Generally, they are attacking He-Man and his allies. Backhole is a massive sea demon who lives deep in the sea. He can only be summoned once every 20 years. In order to be successful in summoning him, you need to have the Crimson Pearl and offer him a sacrifice. Colossor is a huge statue made of metal in Eternia. He sits upon his throne until he is brought to life by Skeletor and ordered to overtake Castle Grayskull. Burby is one of the cuter creatures you will find in the He-Man franchise. He looks like something you might see in a Disney movie rather than He-Man. Chimera was the evil henchman of Count Marzo. He obeyed his every command and had the ability to teleport himself from location to location. He also seemed to possess the ability to summon wolf bats with a howl. Dragon is a half-dragon, half-man creature sent to Trolla by Skeletor. His goal was to capture Trollans and collect their energy. He could fly and breathe fire out of his mouth. Reptile men are a race of lizard-like creatures that have human features. They are intelligent creatures who attack at nighttime. They are ruled by Kor, who is a powerful sorcerer. Gark is Montork's pet in the Trolla universe. He looks like a half-dragon, half-man creature, but his species is never really revealed. He is an ally of He-Man and the Hero Warriors. Ice Hackers are a combination of a bear, tiger, and abdominal snowman in the He-Man animated series. They are pretty cool creatures and live in the ice mountains. The Orcs are short, stocky creatures that have a human warthog appearance. They are heavily armored up and carry laser guns. The Big-Tooth Furlon was a creature that roamed the lands of Selkie Islands. They appeared to be a crossbreed of a feline and a reptile. They had horns and could come in many colors. Granomir is the oldest and wisest of the dragons of Darksmoke, an ancient dragon kingdom on Eternia. Granomir greatly distrusts humans after a great war between the dragons and humans centuries ago, but he strongly respects He-Man, who convinces him there is still some hope for humankind. Well, thanks for watching. If you like our content, please check out our other videos on our channel. Bye for now, and we hope to see you on our next video.